Hey, welcome back to Financial Revolution Radio. I'm your host, Jaden Sterling, and I'm thrilled that you're here with us today. Thanks for clicking through and listening to our show today. You're awesome. The show is not, we don't take sponsorship. We don't do anything outside of staying in our lane, which is helping people like you who are new to investing, picking winning stocks. That's essential, especially in this market. You need some support. Today is October 30th, and I'm bringing you the goods on exactly how to start investing. Recently, I got a question from from someone who follows my work, and they were like, "Hey, I want to start investing. How do I where do I even get started?" And I thought, what a great topic to record a podcast around, because I think so many people are interested in investing in the markets. They offer so much opportunity. And, it's really literally the only game in town, because bonds are a horrible, crappy investment. You've heard me say this. Friends don't like friends. Friends don't let friends buy bonds. And, when you start to look at investments that are available to you to increase your net worth, to build your portfolio, you have really two places to put money, and that is probably three, actually. That's the real estate market, the stock market, and the third, I would say, in your own business, right? Starting a business or something that's going to bring you some revenue. So, and the thing that will help you the most in all of those categories is stocks. Stocks can be the foundational tool that you build your net worth, that you build enough money for a down payment for a home, and can also float your business as you grow it as well. So you got to start getting in the stock market game. The best time to invest in the stock market is today. And don't worry about, are you too far behind, or is there not enough time? There's always time to make money in the markets. So today I'm going to bring you the steps, the keys to making money in this market, and how to do it, and what you need to know. Again, I'm your host, Jaden Sterling. You're listening to Financial Revolution Radio. So first thing you need to know, the stock market is absolutely rigged. I don't know how else to say it. It's totally rigged, 100%, and it's absolutely rigged to go up. So it's important to know this. I remember back in the day when I was interested in investing in stocks. I'm the type of person that I have to immerse myself into something. I have to fully understand it. So back in 1989, I applied to work as a stockbroker for Merrill Lynch. And in 1990, the summer of 1990, I was hired in 1989, August of 1989. I went to Wall Street in New York City, the Twin Towers. I worked out of there for a month, trained January 1990, worked there for a month and trained. And they taught me everything that I needed to know about investments and stocks and the markets and how they all work. And my education was massive, absolutely massive. I ended up learning strategies for high net worth individuals in terms of how to grow their money, save taxes, do estate planning. I got my licensure and everything from insurance to commodities to options to stocks to mutual funds. I could sell it all, and I wanted to learn it all. I genuinely had a passion for learning everything that I could about the markets, the inner workings. And you know what? The thing that I learned the most was from my clients, my $1 million clients. I mean, can you imagine back in 1990 when you had $1 million? It was like that $1 million meant something. That was a lot of money, especially 30 years ago back then. And I learned some very powerful lessons, and they taught me that focused, concentrated portfolios, not what what Wall Street wants people to think, or Main Street. You have to be diversified. That does not work. That is not a winning financial strategy. You've been lied to your entire life about that. You have to know that focused, concentrated positions. So my clients would come in with $1 million portfolios and they'd have like 2, 3, 4 stocks, maybe 5 at the most. But, it was like John Deere, Coca-Cola. I mean, these really General Electric, big name, big companies back then that they invested in. And every month they added to their portfolio. So they would take a certain amount of cash and they would start buying shares of individual stocks. And then another magical secret, they started reinvesting the dividends. So instead of taking the dividends out, they joined what was called a DRIP, D-R-I-P, which means it's an acronym for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And they started taking the dividend, so they bought more shares with that dividend. They just reinvested it right back into the company. And that creates, my friends, what's called the compound effect. When you buy additional shares, and by the way, there's no charge to do this. No bank or brokerage firm has figured out how to charge for a DRIP program. So use it while you still can for free. It's the best option ever. And as you reinvest dividends, you build the share base of your investment. You buy more shares with that dividend reinvestment. And as you buy more shares and as that share price goes up, you end up compounding your investment because you have more shares that are worth more money. So that was a big lesson for me. It opened my eyes and I started to see, wow, everything that Wall Street says to do is actually not beneficial for individual investors. Rather, it's beneficial for the brokerage firm. They wanted people, even back then, 30 years ago, they wanted people to buy shares of mutual funds. And we were compensated, highly compensated, to sell people shares of mutual funds. In fact, brokers, even to this day, still get a higher compensation if they sell shares of mutual funds versus most other investments. So it's probably why you're sitting with shares of mutual funds like most people are. However, mutual funds are over diversified. They are set up to fail from the very get-go because there's simply too many stocks in the portfolio. There's not, rather than a concentrated position, which allows for faster growth in an individual portfolio. So as I mentioned, the market's rigged to go up, and that's in your favor. That's the good news. Just yesterday, the Federal Reserve issued the GDP numbers for the United States, and they said they were 33.1%, better than expected. I had a good laugh from all that. GDP stands for gross domestic product. They're saying that the economy is literally thriving in the middle of this global pandemic, and I find that very, very hard to believe. In fact, it's a big fat lie. But I started to think about this. I dissected this and I was thinking, why are they lying about the growth in the economy? Why? Because they want to keep people positive about this time, right? They don't want anyone freaking out. Oh no, the sky's falling. They don't want that. They want to keep perpetuating a lie so that people don't bail out of the stock market, so that people don't freak out. And I thought that is going to serve you and I as an investor during this time because the market will continue to go up. That's the only reason we've seen the market go up during this time is because of the constant barrage of money added to the economy through stimulus, and this is on a global basis, but also the lies they continue to shove down our throats that say that the economy is thriving when it's simply not. So I'd say, you've heard this saying, or maybe you haven't, new investors, it's called the trend is your friend. Go with the trend. The trend is that stocks continue to go up. They've pulled back here recently, but they needed to. We needed to take a little bit of loftiness out of the stock prices. Last night, some of the big tech companies posted earnings. That was Twitter, Google, Apple, Facebook, and their earnings weren't that great, and the stock prices pulled back quite a bit. So I think this is a great opportunity to be an investor. I really do. But here's the second thing. You cannot go it alone, especially in this market. You need help. And I don't mean help by a brokerage firm because they're only going to sell you the garbage that they've got to sell. I mean real knowledge and a secure way of knowing what's going on with stocks and how to buy them. Individual stocks is the key. So that's what I know to be true. I spent the last few years with two partners building software to help investors navigate markets just like the one we've got today. I'm going to share my screen. And for those of you, if you're not watching this through YouTube, our channel is Financial Revolution Radio. Please go there and click on this video so you can see this dashboard I'm showing you. This is the software that we've created. It's called sterlingstockpicker.com. It's at the .com, but it's a stock picker. And this is really, really key during this incredible uncertain market. You know, the U.S. has the election coming up on Monday. So we're going to see even more uncertainty going forward. We're going to see increased volatility. But the good news is you can always make money in every single market, volatile or not. You can still make money. There's a lot of money to be made. So let me show you what you're looking at here. This is the dashboard in our software. And again, if you're only listening to this, please go to our YouTube channel and watch this walkthrough in this dashboard. What you're seeing here is upper left corner, percentage buys versus sell. And we call this our market sentiment. So we track over 16,000 companies that trade in North America. And what we're saying here is there are 41% more stocks in our database that we've attributed sell ratings to than buy ratings to. So this is truly a bearish sentiment that the market is going to continue to go lower. But don't despair, because we still have some amazing stocks that we follow that you can buy even in this market. I also want to show you, here's the key, this North Star Performance rolling 30-day average. Now, this is key right here. We track and follow, like I mentioned, over 16,000 stocks. And we give a coveted 5-star rating to the best companies out there. We've looked at their fundamentals, their financials, their technical indicators. Now, for those who are new to investing, you won't understand what these things are, but you don't have to. That's why we created this software for new investors. And our motto is literally that you don't have to be an expert to invest like one. So we've created this software that's designed to track stocks, and it's designed to show you when to buy and when to sell. But look at this. This is the rolling 30-day average. What we're saying here, folks, is that our stocks that we attribute a 5-star earnings to are up 33.5% over the averages, over the sectors that these stocks trade in. I mean, isn't that incredible? So here is our performance, literally, for the previous 30 days. This is the orange box is the return in that particular sector. So the first one is basic materials. That sector, all the stocks in that sector have given a return of 0.95, less than 1%. Our 5-star stocks, 30%. I mean, look at the difference with these. Some of our lowest returns are here. Communication services at 1.94. Our stocks 6.09. So still the difference between 1% to 6%, massive, right? So essentially we know what we're doing. Like I said, it took us years to develop this software, and we look at all of the technical indicators, the ones that are relevant to the stock price, the technicals, the financials, and the fundamentals. And we apply our rating system to it, and these are the stocks in the green dots that have the 5-star return. So our 5-star stocks are clearly outperforming all of the sectors that they trade in, hands down. I mean, look at the healthcare. Look at the healthcare is down right now in the previous 30 trading days, down 0.6%. Our 5-star stocks up 60%. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. Like I was saying to my partners, if we were a mutual fund, people would be banging down our front door to get in, throwing money at us because these returns are off the chart. But you don't have to buy mutual funds to get these stock picks. You just come right here to our stock picker, the sterlingstockpicker.com. And we have a 14-day trial, so you have nothing to lose. You get to try it out for free 14 days. Did I mention the URL, sterlingstockpicker.com? I hope I did. So where do you go from here? Well, here's where you go. From our home screen, the menu button, you go to our home screen. And we've got this handy dandy section here called Portfolio Builder. So all of you who are new, who are interested in starting to buy stocks, actually, I'm going to take you somewhere else. We're going to go to the main menu, go to the home screen, and we're just going to go right here to pick stocks because that's really what you're interested in and what you're referring to. So you can choose to input your personal values if you want. So to see companies that are in line with your values, that's up to you. But for the first time, when you go through one of our stock selection processes, you'll want to ignore that. But here's the key. Hang in there with me. Buy now only, right? These are stocks that we've looked at and there's not a ton right now that have that coveted buy rating, but there are some right now. So you click buy now. Let's eliminate dividends for now. We just want some options to look at in terms of buying. And depending on your risk tolerance, I'm just going to open up to all levels of risk. 5 stars all the way. There you go. You got to make sure that 5-star box is checked. And we are going to buy now. Any risk tolerance is fine. Any sectors let's look at North America, US or Canada. And here we've got a list of 23 stocks, 23. All the way from, what is this, 4.5 cents, right? So so stocks that anyone can afford to buy. Literally, you've got a nickel laying around, right, to buy shares of that company. Huge, like that is essential. So you can trust in the 5-star, and then what you do is you just scroll through this list, right? Scroll through there, click a stock, and you're off to the races. You can decide, you click through and see what the company's all about. Big Rock Brewery, right? If you're into beer, that might interest you, but just something that would be in alignment with who you are and would interest you. This is how you find it. How easy was that? How many clicks was that? Was it 4? Maybe 4? I clicked the main menu, pick stocks, and then I just clicked buy and 5 stars, and then bam, there you go. You got 23 stocks to choose from. So yes, you can certainly start investing in stocks. The way you would do that in a market like this to be successful is do what's called dollar cost averaging. Meaning you do not invest a lump sum of money up front right now. Rather, you buy a certain amount of stocks, a dollar amount of stocks on a monthly basis, and then every month you just repeat that over and over and over. So even if you have, $100 to invest, what you do is you buy share, you find a company through our website here, through the stock picker, you buy it, and then you add shares to it every single month. Buy $100 worth. That way, if the stock price goes down, it won't matter to you because you get to buy more shares. So that, my friends, is the easiest way to start investing. First of all, I applaud you for even wanting to invest. I think that's the key. That is the one thing in my life that's always given me the financial freedom and security that I desire, and for my family, is through stock investing. When I started investing in stocks, I built up a portfolio to buy my first house at 26. I bought the house, and then that led me to buy about $12 million in real estate over the years, but I've always done it with my stock portfolio. I've even put my Roth IRA up as collateral with the bank to buy an apartment building. Like there's things that you can do, that you don't have to sell any of your stocks. Banks easily accept this as collateral. And then after I fixed up the property, I got my stock portfolio back. super awesome. I didn't have to sell any stocks. I was able to stay fully invested, didn't have to put any money down on the property, and it all worked out great. So you start using this incredible financial tool of leverage called stocks. Start investing. Just start somewhere. You don't need to start with $1 million. That's not at all how you need to start. You just need to start and on a regular basis, keep adding to your portfolio. All right, my friends, I hope that's helpful. Again, I'm Jaden Sterling. If you're interested or like this show, this type of topic, please, obviously, you know what to do. Click the like button or not, or at least subscribe. Do something like that and tell your friends. I'm looking to build this channel and I want to continue to add value. So type in the comments other topics that you would like to see. I'm certainly open to sharing that information with you. And as I mentioned before, please consider looking at the sterlingstockpicker.com. We've put our heart and soul into this software, and it's been changing the way people invest. Our mission and passion is to be the #1 software provider in North America. I think we can do it, certainly with your help and support. And I think we've really got a special type of software here where we bootstrap this thing. We are completely, like, I'll give you an example. We formed a partnership with Qtrade up here in Canada. And Qtrade wanted to, first of all, we don't benefit at all. We float all the benefit to our subscribers. So every time, as long as you're a subscriber of ours, and if you buy and sell stocks, you get $1 off on the buy and the $1 off on the sell side if you're a subscriber through Qtrade. And Qtrade said, hey, you know, with all of our other affiliates, we provide information to them for their people. And I said, well, what do you mean information? They said, well, you know, we can tell you how much is in their portfolio. We can tell you the kind of stocks they buy and all that. And I said, stop right there. I said, to me, that's private information. I don't want to know anything about that from my clients. That is private. But it opened my eyes even more. It's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So if you're whatever firm that you want to go with, if you're not with us, then rest assured that your information is being shared with, I'm sure there's tons of companies buying this data and information. So just know we are a believer in integrity. We are integral based. Myself and my partners, we do this through a subscription model. So it's not filled up with a bunch of ads and junk and stuff like that. The software, it's easy to navigate. And it's designed to do one thing and one thing very well. And that is to help you select 5-star stocks that will definitely outperform the sectors that they trade in. And clearly we've been able to accomplish that. So we're looking forward to you joining our program. We're looking forward to hearing your feedback. So please give us feedback. Let me know what topics that you want to hear in terms of buying stocks and being an investor and how to build wealth. That's really the key. That is the only way to be a financial revolutionist in this marketplace is you have to have money in order to stand on your own 2 feet and to, start living a life on your terms. It takes money. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for tuning in once again, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.